years ago, one of my best assistant coaches walked into the office and said, "I don't think I'm cut out for this anymore." He just lost his fourth JV game in a row. His confidence was shattered. And here's what I didn't say. You've got this. Just believe in yourself. Think positive. Because here's the truth. Those phrases, they make doubt worse. Instead, I said 5 specific things that therapists rarely share with leaders. And by the end of our conversation, he didn't just feel better, he had a plan. 2 weeks later, his team went on a 7-game win streak. Today, I'm giving you those exact 5 phrases, but here's the catch. You can't just say them, you have to mean them. And by the end of this video, you'll know exactly when to use them and why they work when everything else fails. Now let's dive in. I'm Coach Bob Herb, and for 30 years I coached players and other coaches through tough times. The times where doubt creeps in and whispers, maybe you're not good enough. And I've learned something critical during those times. When someone doubts themselves, they're not looking for cheerleading. They're looking for proof that their doubt is either valid or a liar. Your job as a leader isn't to dismiss their feelings, it's to help them see them clearly. So let's get into the 5 things I actually say when someone on my team is drowning in self-doubt. Phrase 1 is, tell me what's making you doubt yourself right now. The real reason, not the surface one. Most people will say something like, I just lost the game for us. Or, I'm not hitting well. But that's not doubt, that's a circumstance. Doubt lives deeper. It sounds like, I'm starting to think I'm not good enough. Or, maybe I don't have what successful people have. When my assistant said he wasn't cut out for this, I asked him this question. He paused. Then he said, I think I'm fooling people. Like, they're going to figure out I don't actually know what I'm doing. Imposter syndrome. Now we're getting somewhere. See, you can't coach someone through doubt until you know what the doubt really is. So resist the urge to fix it immediately. Ask, then listen, really listen. Because here's what happens when someone names their doubt. If they say it out loud to a leader who doesn't flinch, the doubt loses half its power right there. Next, phrase 2. That feeling you're having, it means you're in the messy middle. And the messy middle is where anyone and everyone who's ever succeeded has spent time. See, this one's huge because when people doubt themselves, they're thinking they're uniquely broken. They think everyone else has it figured out, and they're the only one who's struggling. Let's tell them about the messy middle. That phase between starting something and seeing results where everything feels harder, unclear, and like you're going backwards. I say, do you know what the messy middle really is? It means you're still in the game. The only people who don't experience this are the ones who quit before they get there. And then I ask them, can you think of a time in your life when you pushed through something hard and came out on the other side stronger? They always can. A college degree, rehabbing an injury, a tough breakup, learning a new skill. Then we say, this is that same moment. You're not failing, you're in it. Hey, quick question. Drop a comment below and tell me, what's one thing you've doubted about yourself? I read each comment and I try to respond to each one, and I promise you, you're not alone in what you're feeling. Now, let's go on to phrase 3. What if the doubt is actually data and not a defect? This one flips the script entirely. Instead of treating doubt like an enemy to overcome, help them see it as information. I say, your doubt is trying to tell you something. Let's figure out what that is. Sometimes the doubt is valid. Maybe they need to do more training in a specific area. Maybe they're taking on something too complex for their skill set. Maybe they're taking need to adjust, maybe they just need to adjust their approach. Other times, the doubt's a liar. It's just dressed up as truth. But when you treat doubt as data, you take away its emotional charge. You make it something you can analyze together. With my assistant, we realized his doubt was coming from a lack of preparation. He was winging it when it came to teaching certain skills. So we went through a small tutorial on what to look for and what to teach. Suddenly, his doubt had a solution. Doubt isn't the problem. Ignoring it is the problem. Hey, if this video is helping you right now, I'd love it if you buy me a cup of coffee. Cold brew is my favorite. The link's in the description. It helps me keep making content like this for leaders who actually want to make a change or make a difference in the world. And honestly, it feels good to know this stuff is actually hitting home somewhere. Phrase 4 is, I believe in you, but more importantly, do you have evidence that you can do hard things? Notice, I didn't just say I believe in you, because honestly, that's not enough. When someone's drowning in doubt, your belief in them feels nice, but it doesn't change their internal narrative. They need to believe in themselves. So, I remind them of their own evidence. I told my assistant, you got your teaching certificate. You know how to convey information. You were an athlete yourself. You've seen good and bad coaching. Heck, most of it from me. Hey, that's not luck. That's ability that you possess. Let's make them list some of their wins out loud. And then I'll say, so the question isn't whether you can do this. The question is, are you willing to keep going even when it's hard? Becoming competent isn't the issue. Commitment is the issue. That leads us to phrase 5. What would you do next if you knew you couldn't fail? This one's a favorite one of mine because it cuts through all the noise. When people doubt themselves, they get paralyzed. They stop taking action because they're afraid of making the wrong move. So, let's take failure off the table. Hypothetically speaking, that is. Let's say, pretend failure isn't possible. What's the very next action you take to fix the issue? They always know. They say things like, I'd call on a couple of kids who are struggling and let them know what I see. Or, I'd ask for help from someone who's done this before. Or, I practice what I just learned so I can model it better for everyone else. And then I say, okay, so do that. Not because you can't fail, but because action is the antidote to doubt. You don't think your way out of doubt. You act your way out of it. So there you have it. 5 things to say when someone doubts themselves. 1, ask for the real reason behind the doubt. 2, normalize the messy middle. 3, test doubt as data, not a defect. 4, remind them of their own evidence. 5, get them to take the next action. My assistant, he didn't immediately stop doubting himself, but he learned to move through doubt instead of letting it stop him. And that's the skill that separates the leaders from everyone else. If you want to go deeper into leading through uncertainty, check out my video, Leading in Messy Middle, right up here. It's a playbook to boost your leadership skills in 2026. And if this resonates with you, hit the like button, subscribe, and drop a comment. I'd love to hear how you handle doubt on your teams. Thanks for watching. Now go lead someone through their messy middle.